Joseph sir.
Joseph sir, please unmute చేయాలి.
ఒకసారి అన్మ్యూట్ చేసి అందరికీ ఒకసారి చెప్పిన ఓకే సార్ అన్మ్యూట్ చేశాను.
Okay, sir. Joseph sir, you can start. Sir.
Hello, can you
Yes,
hear
sir.
me?
It is audible, sir.
It's
Yes, sir.
audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Can I start now?
Yes, sir. You can start, sir.
Can I start? I think I'm audible to all of you.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes.
sir. Please.
Yeah. uh,
Yes, sir.
good evening, friends.
Yes, sir.
I'm again meeting you today. I'm really very happy that we are meeting again on this presentation on thesis writing. In a sense, we have done or we have completed the research, and now we are getting into thesis writing. Okay, this session will be more on the things which are related to the thesis writing. Okay, so uh, we can get into the presentation. This is my agenda. I will first talk about the introduction about the thesis and the contents of the thesis, and the abstract introduction about the thesis, not the lecture, and other things. I hope I will be able to make you not bored much. I will take 1 hour 30 minutes. So this is the idea. Now, as and when I will share my experience in thesis writing as a PhD student, and after that also I have taken up a lot of thesis for editing. I have reviewed thesis, and I'm associated with many students in guiding PhD. So I am always in thesis writing or something related to that. So you will be able to hear from me my experiences as a researcher who spent more time on thesis writing. Okay, this will be the total time taken for completing a particular thesis in the template and other things. All those things I will talk about in this presentation. Okay, so now what is the thesis? Thesis is, you all know, say many year professors, assistant professors, associate professors, you know well. But I can tell you what is the thesis. It is a record of our the research work you have done. It conveys to the external world what research you have done and how good it is and how qualitative it is, how quantitative it is, what are the contributions from your research to the research community, and see how much you have improved the technology, state of for technology or science. So all those things will be recorded in this research. And you see, this the document is given to the reviewers and examiners. They don't know about what is the research you have done. They may not know, but they see only the thesis. And you see, it is kept in the college libraries, department libraries, and this is very important document for a PhD student as well as for a researcher. So thesis is a very important document. It is a record of the research work. And before getting into thesis writing, there are some certain things, prerequisites. So you should know, or you should have, before getting into the thesis writing. Actually speaking, no, there are. It is assumed, that we have completed the research and we have submitted the synopsis. Now we are going for the thesis writing. So on that assumption only we are going into. I tell you, you should have good writing and communication skills. First point is you should have good writing and communication skills, and you should know, or you should be familiar with technical writing and scientific writing. And see, this technical writing it's a compulsory course in foreign universities. Also, there is something called technical editing. Okay, and the researcher who is going to write the thesis should be good at using computers for document generations. So these are the prerequisites you should have, then only you can go for the thesis. Okay, so I was mentioning in the previous slide, technical writing and technical editing. Okay, you may not be familiar, or some of you may be familiar. I am not telling anything wrong. Technical writing and technical editing, these are the two important things I should mention in this presentation. And here I'll give you an example for technical writing. There are so many examples I can give. It can be a completely 1 hour or 1.5 hour presentation. It is a course generally done in foreign universities for a PhD student. Let us say the student in our college or in our this thing, examinations, they are writing, we can define Ohm's law. So this is a common statement the students are writing. What I'm giving is a very simple example, and we can define Ohm's law. See, you cannot, or we cannot define Ohm's law. Ohm has already defined that law. So we should say that Ohm's law. Ohm here is, a law is missing. Ohm's law states that, like that you should start. Okay, so this is a simple example. Another example I'll give you. There are some numbers, cardinal numbers as well as ordinal numbers. Or if you are not familiar with this, leave it. Say, in the technical writing, from number 1 to 10, you should write in the words ONE 1, TWO 2, like that. Let us say you in your report you are writing 44. So you should write numerals 4 4. So these are certain things related with the technical writing. So when you submit the review for foreign examiners, they will, some of the examiners will say that technical writing should be improved. Like that they will give you. So it will be a problem because our students may not be familiar with what is this technical writing is all about. So you should know. So I'm not going into detail because it will take another, it will take it is a separate presentation. Okay, and then this is called technical editing. Of course, what is technical editing is the removal of plagiarism, removal of grammatical errors, rephrasing. These are some examples for technical editing. Let us say somebody has written the ordinal number, that is first, second, third. These are ordinal numbers. Ordinal numbers are 1, 2. So somebody has written for ordinal number, the ordinal number they have written first. They should not write first, they should write 1, let us say, in that report. So what we should do, the technical editor will remove that. So technical editing is an approved, allowed field. It's a service. See, for all the, see, for example, J.K. Rowling or somebody, who is a writer, and every writer have an technique, I mean an editor. Every writer will have an editor. Okay. Similarly, for technical people, we should have editors or technical editors. If you are not having editor, you yourself should know what is technical editing, and then you should do that. It will be good. See, as I told, I am in Michael Research Foundation in Tanjavur. Here we are offering what is called first time in this area technical editing services. Nobody knows what it is, but I am just keep on saying that technical editing will improve your thesis a lot. So before getting into thesis writing, you should be good at communication skills, you should be good at technical writing, you should be good at technical editing, you should be good at using at computers, and of course the document generation tools. Yesterday we have discussed about LaTeX and other things. So these are some of the prerequisites, and then we'll go to the next. See, the contents of the thesis. There are two parts I am dividing into. First part is abstract, certificate, acknowledgements, table of contents, list of figures, list of tables, list of abbreviations. This is first part. Second part is the introduction, literature review, problem description, design and implementation, results and analysis, conclusion, references, appendices, curriculum vitae, and list of your publications. So these are the two parts. I am just giving an outline of the contents of the thesis. Now, throughout the presentation, I will again use one thesis so that you will have a better understanding of what I am trying to say. My thesis. Okay, this I have written and submitted to NITK Surathkal in the computer engineering department. It got awarded, and it was guided by Dr. Narasimha Bhatt. He is presently the CEO of Manipal.net, Manipal, Karnataka. He is graduated from University of California, Berkeley. So he is a great scholar. One of the prominent person in the field of electronic design automation, especially the VLSI CAD. So I will use this thesis as presentation. Why I am using this my thesis, I can very easily explain. Okay, I have a lot of thesis available with me, but this will be good for me to explain. And it was selected as a monograph to be published by the publishers in from Germany, publications. So this thesis I will use throughout my presentation as an example. Okay, now I'll show you the thesis, how the thesis will look. See, it has, I think you can see here, it has 143 pages. The pages are showed as thumbnails. It starts with the abstract, and as I told yesterday, I have used the Harvard University template for writing this thesis. All chapters are written in LaTeX, and the Harvard University template formatting only I have used. Okay, so this example throughout the presentation I will use. I hope you can understand better. And now we'll get into the first point, that is abstract. Abstract is very, 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 very important. Why it is important? See, I am sending my students thesis to foreign university examiners, reviewers. See, always the reviewers have a tendency to read the abstract. First, they will read the abstract. Even for a research publication, also they will read immediately. They will read the abstract, and they will go to conclusion. Conclusion I will tell you later. So, if it is written very properly, very nicely, and which impresses the reviewers, they will have a better mindset to review the thesis. Very, very important is abstract. Here, what is abstract? Some universities, say that it should have 350 words. It will have, or it should have 2 pages. So now I'll show you. This is my abstract. See, as I told you earlier, it has 2 pages. It has 2 pages. Okay, this is the abstract, and title, and then the name of the researcher, and then here only. This is the one case where we can use the word "we." Generally, this is not used in the thesis writing. We propose a new methodology in this dissertation. Like that, I have started it. So here, what are the things it should have? Here, the proposed methodology, I should say, and you see here the problem, the proposed methodology, and what kind of design it is used, and what is the implementation tools, what are the implementation tools, how it is implemented, and then how it is benchmark. That is, I will tell you the benchmark when we discuss about results. Okay, and how much percentage it has improvement. Let us say in the power consumption, it has reduced 10% of power consumption, or the speed it has improved 25%. So like that. So you should have the improvement stating at the end. See here, I have given it. Please see that technology-driven high-level synthesis tool is able to generate optimal hardware which has up to 26% reduction in silicon usage and 0.6% reduction in power consumption over the hardware generated by the generic high-level synthesis tools. So this is the improvement. Here I am giving the what is called the how I have implemented. We modified Icarus Gorilla compiler, an open source, to develop the THLS tool. It is a hardware compiler for the IEEE standard 1364 HDL Verilog, and we use Bitex4, a high-performance FPGA from Xilinx, as our target technology. So this is how your abstract should. Because why I am using it has got awarded, it got good review comments also. That is why I am using this. Okay, so abstract is very, very important. And then let us come to the chapters. General thing. Each chapter will have an introduction. Each chapter will have a conclusion and numbering. Chapter 1 means 1, section 1.1, and 1.2, 1.3, etc. 2.1, 2.3, etc. Subsections 1.2.1 and 2.2.4, etc., etc. These are the general things. Okay, so the chapters, general things. Here, some people are giving prologues in the under the chapter heading. In technical writing, generally it is not used, but in other arts and science dissertations, they are using it. That is some quotes from Albert Einstein or somebody like that, which is relevant to the chapter. So this is the common. These are the common things. Here, I will go to the next thing is. So actually, before going into the chapter, I'm showing. These are the other things I should for you. I'm just showing it. It's a dedication note you can give. I have dedicated to my son and daughter. And then see these numbers. These are all Roman letters. These are all small Roman letters. One page is empty. Purposely they have given. So this is called table of contents. See, abstract, contents, list of figures, list of tables, list of abbreviations, and acknowledgements. all these will come under what is called under the front matter, and these are all in numbered page numbers are given in Roman, small Roman numerals. Then only we'll go to the introduction. As I told, 1.1, 1.11, 1.12, and second chapter. Here it is second chapter, third chapter, fourth chapter, fifth chapter, summary, and some of the other appendices, then publications, others. So this is table of content. You see the list of figures. I have not numbered anything. Everything is numbered by LaTeX. So these are the diagrams, diagram numbers, and the page numbers, and then and a list of figures I showed you, and then list of abbreviations. You see, these are abbreviations, and it is automatically generated. I have given, it is generated, and acknowledgements. Whoever you want to acknowledge, whoever you want to say, but don't forget to acknowledge your guide and other people. So all those things are very important. People will not help, but they expect generally they should be acknowledged in the department, everything. So that is acknowledgement. Now the chapter 1 introduction. So here this is what chapter 1 introduction. As I told, I have not given any prologue here, and sometimes I'll give footnotes. I will show you that footnotes. So this is actually the first chapter, introduction. So let us go to the presentation. So now introduction. What is introduction? Introduction, in the sense for the thesis, it is very easily you can say that it is eagle's eye view. It is eagle's eye view. Where do you stand in the complete picture? You can see the eagle looks at the very top and seeing the entire scenario. This is a simple example. So where do you stand in the research of your domain? I'll give you one example. I'll give you one example. This field of research is IoT, in which the security and ML. See, the title of the thesis or the proposed domain, proposed research area is machine learning in IoT security. Machine learning in IoT security. This is what the proposed domain. Okay. Now, how do we write the introduction? Okay. So here in the IoT, it is very common nowadays. It is coming up, and it is going to be a connected world when it comes to the 5G. And there, it doesn't use the general, protocols of the computer networking. And there it is software. Security is very important. Why I said software is, in 5G, the networking will be called software-defined networks. Some of the electronics people will know. I'm not going to talk about that. So it is actually, software-defined network and security in that. So we propose a new machine learning method in the IoT security. So IoT is domain. In that, how you stand. You say that IoT security is important, and nobody has applied machine learning. I am applying it. So that is why it is called the uniqueness of our method. Okay, a uniqueness. Machine learning in IoT security, nobody has used. I am using it. Or in machine learning, somebody used deep learning. I am using a reinforced learning method. Like that you can see. Okay, so the proposed methodology, a small note. Okay, so here this is what introduction you should. Introduction always you remember. Why I am particularly saying God's eye view, you should remember. See, generally our students and our researchers are confused. When I read papers, they abstract and introduction, conclusion, all are same. Abstract is same as introduction is same as conclusion. So we are confused. So all are different. Okay. So apart from that, you should have motivation and objectives. and background technologies, organization of the thesis. So these are the things it is must. Now here, motivation and objectives. Here you should have a scope. Let us say scope is here. You are. I will give a simple example. You are writing a thesis for, let us say, the entertainment pattern of people in India. Let us say, and let us say in that you want to study on uh, about the youngsters. So now the scope is reduced to youngsters of India. So youngsters of India is the scope. Apart from that scope, we will not. I can even give a simple example. I think many of you are programming, programmers. They programming tools. Scope of the variable, local variable, global variable. Like that, you understand. Very simple. So now based on this, we'll go to the example. So here I am starting with the chapter 1 introduction, and I'm giving the background. I mean, sorry, the God's eye view. As I told, if you read everything, you will understand what I have told you. And here, motivation and goals. Why I am interested in writing this research, or writing this, or doing this research. So, what is your motivation? It's very important. So here I have given. See, this is the you can have some type of statistics, so that you will have a better impact. So here the IC, it is about IC. So annual growth rate of complexity of ICs, and productivity is less, though the IC has complexity and it has improved capacity, but we have used only little amount only. If it is untapped, it is used, not used. This is given by the graph. So I am here using this graph. Similarly, see, yes, again another the silicon opportunity, that is IC as the capacity, and here we are not able to use it to the capacity. So I said that I will merge this open gap. So this is my motivation. Like that I have given. I think you will see that what I am showing here. Okay. So then what are the background technologies? It's about high level synthesis. So I am modifying. So I am giving the background, and another hardware description language is another background. High level the synthesis a background, and I'm giving some diagrams for the background technologies, and in which I am going for optimization. Actually, the entire thesis is about optimization of silicon design optimization. So I am using this. This is the target technology. Some of the electronics, I mean non-electronics people may not be able to understand, but however, this is what the example I can give you. Okay, these are the background. All this background you should give, and then the your actual problem description, or actual your in our sense you can say that it is like your I mean new technology are proposed, whatever it is. Okay, here you should have them very clearly. You should state the problem statement. In the introduction chapter also you can give the problem statement. Here also you can give the problem statement. In that, first you should give outline of the methodology, the salient features. We can use a small block diagram, something like that. That is in the problem chapter. First you should give the entire salient features outline, and then you go to the next section. You give detailed presentations of the various modules or various parts of the your problem. Okay, with and this you detail you have to present without any technical mistakes, grammar mistakes. This is very important. And then you should support with the argument of your proposed methodology with examples. Examples means at least you should have three examples. At least you should have three examples. And then you always claim that our methodology is advantage. Yes, it is better. You feel that it is no better than the previous available technology. You say that. So why it is better? Advantages are why, reasons. And also you should say finally what are the shortcomings or what are the suboptimal things available in your problem description. Okay, now we'll go to the example. Okay, this is chapter number 3. Sorry, before that I have missed one. Sorry, I have missed one slide. It is literature review. I straight away gone into the problem description, but however I'll explain with the here in the thesis with the literature survey. Literature survey even in the publications also is very important. Sorry, I have missed it. Here I am again giving it. See, my guide, he is he is from University of California, Berkeley. No, he is a great person, and he told me, Joseph, you don't keep this literature survey. You keep it as prior work because you cannot survey entire literature. That is not possible. You cannot survey the entire research literature. He said you keep it prior work. Okay, so I will say what is this literature survey or prior work. Here this is very important. This section chapter number 2 is very important. See, I tell you, Mr. Ram has done this. Ram has not done this, and he has done this. Narayana has done this. So many others have done this, and in all their work, one is not available, and this is missing, and that is why I am doing in this. Like that, you have to conclude. Okay, you have to conclude from the literature survey. All these previous work related to my field addressing a particular point, it has some disadvantages or shortcoming, and I am proposing a new solution to solve this. This is what the literature survey. See, actually, no, when I was doing my research in the PhD, that is in NITK, my guide told me, that is Dr. Simba told me, Joseph, you should not do how the people are doing research in India. You should do like the research which people are doing at US. He said because Indian research somewhat it is different. See, what we do, we take up some base paper and modify that we want. So this is some kind of research, and there when I was doing my research, I attended one presentation. One of my professor told one example. He was traveling in a train from NITK to Delhi. On the way, in the train, they used to have one small snacks called charmuri. It is like that it is from rice. It's very good. You can eat. So when he was traveling, he took some papers from his note and he got the charmuri. He took the charmuri and he ate it, and threw those two papers out. After some time, he received a message that, sir, your paper got published in this international journal in a village near Goa. So what happens? This is what the status of the research he is telling. And again, I was reading one article in sometimes back in a journal. They are also criticizing our generally about our research. I'm not supporting it. I'm completely against that. Somebody said, Indian research is it is like snacks, a snack called laddu, where it has got a lot of small units called bundi, and all these bundi, the small units, can be clubbed together, integrated together, and you can make a laddu. And this is what you call synthesis. And somebody, after some time, a good researcher will come, he will break away the laddu, calling it as analysis. This is all they're saying, but I am not. I am completely against it. Just for a lighter no moment, I am just sharing. These are all I am not telling. I listened, I heard. Okay, so now when you do research, he will say, my guide will say, Joseph, if you work for 100 hours, you can discuss with me for about 1 hour. So I have to work for 100 hours every 15 day or 1 month. I have to meet him. We'll have discussions. It will be a very, very tough time. So after joining there, he told me you have to do the literature survey. Don't go by the base papers. So I have done 1 year. I have done literature survey and made a small presentation, another PPT presentation, and presented him to him. I was before taking up this research, I was HOD of a department, and there were around 30 staff members working. There were two non-teaching staff members working under me. I left all that and went to NITK to do the PhD. I am saying I was HOD, but when I became a researcher, all my these things gone. And the guide, after the presentation, he scolded me like anything for about half an hour. And then he wrote 4-page comments I have written. He has written and gave to me for the presentation on the literature survey. I'm just telling about literature survey only. And then I completed all that, and I submitted a paper on the literature survey to a conference at US. Okay. To my surprise, I have received a mail from the HOD of electronics from Rutgers University, New York, saying that, sir, you have to review certain papers for this conference. I was really shocked because for that conference I have submitted my paper. I am also one of the author or participant, and they made me as a reviewer because of the quality of the survey paper. So this is how the survey is very important. And I asked my guide, sir, give me a model of the survey paper because you are criticizing me, you are scolding me. And he said, okay, I'll give you a survey paper model. I thought it will be a small, some 10 page or 15 page write-up. He brought me a book of 400 pages. He told he is my colleague. He has written survey, and this is the survey paper. The book is the survey paper. He has done 3.5 years survey, and within 6 months he completed his PhD and submitted and got degree and went. See why I am saying all this, because the literature survey is very, very important. If you are not doing the literature survey properly, certainly you will be in a problem when you were in a completion time. Okay, so literature survey will make you to formulate your problem better. Literature survey is very important, and you have to say that how unique from the literature survey your approach is all about. So I have given enough information on literature survey. You see the example. See, I have divided into two sections. This is technology awareness in high levels. Who are all the people done the work? Okay, and attribute grammars in high levels. Who are all the people worked in attribute grammars? And then this is the section 2.4 is what called the survey paper which I have submitted to Rutgers University conference. So here, as I told earlier, footnotes. This is called the footnote. At the end, you are giving. At the end of the page, you are giving a footnote. This is called footnote. So the prior work is like this. It's very important. You see how the survey paper I have made it, and this is reported here. Okay, so survey is very important. If you miss any survey, you will be in a problem, and the base paper method will have lot of confusions, because you are going by only one paper, and it will not give a complete, what is called, comprehensive understanding of your research area. So you should clearly do a survey. Okay, so this is the second chapter generally. And for doing a survey, see, you have to follow what is called base. Sorry, first you have to go breadth first search. That is how much extensive you can go. You collect all papers, all the relevant papers, and then you go into the deep uh, depth first search. Like that you go, then only you will make it. Okay, it will take at least 1 year to make complete survey. So then only you will have. Here I would like to say that at least every thesis should have 100 references. You should have 100 references, and then only your research will be good. Okay, so now we will go to the problem description. This I have explained already. I'll go to the example for the problem. The problem, actually a problem, because many are ending up with the non-formulating the problem formulation is very important. That is why extensive literature survey is needed, and we have formulated the problem. We are proposing a new methodology. Now first, I am giving a introduction. As I told you, every chapter will have introduction. Here I am giving an introduction about the proposed methodology, key features, that is salient features. I am giving a footnote because the publications and all I am just referring here. See, I am giving a comparison between the general methodology, proposed methodology. It should be very clear. So the reviewers will be very easy to understand what is this method. They will generally they will see the diagrams, they will see the tables, then only they will actually get into the content material available. Okay, so here I am explaining with the examples. One is an example up counter. Second example is a shift register. Third example is memory. Okay, all three examples I have explained. Okay, and it is substantiated or necessary diagrams with all the details you should give in the problem description. Okay, this is problem description, and this is very important. Then is design. See, a design is with respect to the software engineering, or with respect to the computer science, or with respect to any engineering project, any engineering research, you should have a design. Even for arts and science also, they are having a design methodology. I'll explain a small example with what is called the arts degree, arts dissertation. See, one person is going to study about the humor, that is comedy of a regional language cinema. Let us say cinema, Telugu cinema, the comedy materials he wants to analyze and study. Why he is saying his title is entertainment pattern in consuming comedy materials of Telugu cinema. Why should he study entertainment pattern of the common people or people of Telugu with respect to comedy materials? Which comedy scene is popular? Which is better? Which is more liked by the audience? This will have the impact. This will help analyze to study the society. What is their mob psychological patterns, how the entertainment is. So this is a study. So here they this is the problem. Okay, so our engineering problem I told here humor analysis. From the humor analysis, the research hypothesis is to draw interesting entertainment patterns of comedy materials presented in Telugu cinema. Okay, so in engineering we say that the design is the blueprint. For a civil engineer, it is the blueprint, and for computer science, I will give you computer science small, very basic example. The flowchart is the design notation. Very basic flowchart is a basic notation. And nowadays, these people, computer science people, they are calling it as software architecture. I hope you would have seen the movie Rajinikanth, the actor, director Shankar as director. That movie Rajinikanth, the Shivaji. Some of you would have seen it. I don't know whether it is released in Telugu, but this Rajinikanth will come to Chennai from US, and his mother will ask, "What is your job? What is your title or entitle? What is your nature of? I mean, what is your designation?" He will say software system architect. So this design is actually developing the architecture, software architecture. Okay, there are so many architectures available. So in computer science, the design architecture is the output of the design. In civil engineering, output of the design is a blueprint. And electronics, we have a lot of formula, algorithms, not algorithms, tables, and etc., etc. Actually, computer science also clubbed with electronics only, so it will applicable. It will be applicable. Some UML charts, flow diagrams, and so many things are there. In HCI design and software engineering, it is called human computer interface design. So all are all the design methodologies, design representations. When you work on the design, you should give the output as design representation, so that the people who can build, the engineer and other people, they can build by using the blueprint. And for some computer science people, if you give this software design, they will build the software, they will develop the software. So design is important. I was mentioning an example for the drawing interesting patterns of comedy materials, I mean entertainment patterns of comedy materials presented in Telugu cinema. That is one dissertation. Okay, and here they go for what is called a semiotic analysis. You know what is semiotics? Semiotics, yeah, design methodology. So there, here it is design methodology, semiotics. SEMI. That is semiotics. OITIs. The semiotics study, analysis, humor analysis by using semiotics. Now, what is semiotics? Let us say semiotics is about the symbols and what is the symbol it does represents. Okay, for example, a poor man enters to a very big mansion or bungalow of the rich landlord. Okay, now the director shows a big gate. The gate is the symbol. Okay, the gate will prevent the poor. Our gate is the hindrance. Our gate is the obstacle. This is a symbol. So gate, actually it is a house gate only. It is the gate of the house. But what happens? The director tries to convey through the gate a meaning. So by semiotics, you can study the meaning of the film or interpretation from the symbols. This is called semiotics. I'll give you one more example. I think you are all listening to me. Yes or no? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Is it okay? Yeah. I'll give you one more example. This year, the this year Oscar award movie, it is actually called Parasite. Parasite is a movie which is given Oscar award. Okay, it's a it is actually a Korean movie. I think it's a Korean movie or a Japanese movie. I'm not sure. Maybe one first time they are giving to a movie which is not produced in Hollywood as the best film by the Oscar. Here, it's about the poor people don't have homes. That is homeless people in a big mansion, in a big bungalow, in a like palace, in the underground. This one people will live. That is, the poor people will live. Okay, I'm not telling the story. Here, somehow a poor man got into the pavement. That is underground house in that, and he wanted to come. He cannot escape. He wanted to convey to the external world that he is. Um, Caught into the payment. He want to communicate. He cannot communicate. How to communicate? So he uses. There is a light in the building at the top. There is a Morse code and switch there in that payment. He is good at Morse code, so he uses that code and it will make lightning. So it will convey to his son. He will understand the Morse code. So the light, ordinary light, is used as symbol, and that he is caught. And the Morse code is also a symbol. The Morse code is a design notation, in the sense symbol which is an obsolete. So these kind of interpretations we can make from the films. This is what an example in arts and science, the semiotic analysis. Here we do a different engineering, a different kind of analysis. Understood? So algorithms you can give pseudocode, flow diagrams you can give formula and others. Now let us go to the actual example of my thesis. Okay, here as I was mentioning, the design output of a software is architecture. So I am that's why I made it as architecture of the proposed methodology, technology driven silos. So the software architecture of the proposed methodology. This is the architectural representation. This is called a repository architecture because here a database available. Repository architecture. It is a filter architecture, or you can say pipe architecture. So now it is a combination of repository as well as filter architecture. So this is the architecture. Okay. So generally the architecture will refer to three things. One is modules. One, two, three, four modules. What are the modules available? Okay, and how how the interfaces are connected. How the interfaces. Hello. How the interfaces are connected. For example, in a house, say we have a lot of rooms. Okay, four rooms available: hall, bedroom, kitchen, all those things. How all these rooms are connected? That is called interfaces. Okay, windows, doors, and openings. These are all the interfaces. Okay, with the external world and internal world. So number of modules, interfaces, and the third aspect is in the design. It is called aesthetics. Aesthetics is, so what is the color you are giving? What is called the pleasing look? Okay, so all those things, the aesthetics, number of modules and interfaces. So these things called architecture. Here also the same in software architecture also modules, interfaces, aesthetics. In the building it is color and other designs. But here in software it is called human computer interface. The aesthetics called human computer interface. See, one of our Indian company designed a software to a Gulf country. Generally, we used to have yellow color. It is very, good. It is pleasing. Yellow is, it is spiritually. It gives a good feeling to our Indians. So all our people have completely designed the background as yellow colors. It's good. They thought, but when it was delivered to a Gulf country, they said, no, we don't want this yellow color. We don't use. We don't like this color at all. we feel that it is bringing something unwanted. So our people are not interested in working on this software. So you change it. So now the problem is what is called human computer interface design. So you should study the cultural aspects of human beings. Those going to use the software, that is use the tool. Okay. Cultural aspects. Cultural aspects. See, you are designing for a left-hander. That means accordingly you have to do. You are designing for American company. You are designing for Indian company. Who are going to use all those things? You have to completely study and design accordingly the human computer interface. This is called usability engineering. So all these will come into this architecture of the thing. So this is the example. I have divided into two. That is first part. This is front end. Second part. This is back end, and this is giving the architecture. After that, I am giving what are the data structures I have used. I'm giving. See, in this case, electronics people will understand. I'm not going to detail. I am trying to make an electronic circuit, a digital synchronous system programmed by C++. All objects referred in this report are C++ objects. So a complete electronic circuit can be programmed by using C++. So these are the data structure I have used. And algorithms. Algorithms, generally, we don't give algorithms properly. So we should use pseudocode. We should use, we should say what is the input, what is going to be output, what is the method, that is steps, and the pseudocode. Maybe you can use C or C++ like languages. You can use the pseudocode. So the design aspect for every module you should give. See how I am giving the pseudocode. Okay. So all this code I have designed. Okay. Similarly for this story, it is like a programming language only, but you should clearly say that. So design is very important, and I have explained in detail about the design with both engineering as well as other examples. And then the implementation. Implementation, of course, say how to implement the thing. The civil engineering, these people they will implement in a building. Here you are implementing using software tools, C++ language or something. You should say the details of the implementation cell in thesis writing. Software tools, hardware tools, and you should give why you have taken all these tools. Why not C? Why not something else? Why you should see this? Justifications are very, very important. And how many examples you have implemented, how many examples you have tested. So this is implementation framework. Here this is the implementation framework I am giving. You see that I'm giving introduction, implementation framework, already available open source. I have taken open source tool, a compiler. I'm using this FPGA, and I'm going to modify that. Okay, here I'm giving the reasons why I have selected. These are the following reasons. You see, following reasons. So hardware, software, tools, and why you have selected. So this is first called first it is a note on the implementation framework. Let us come to an example for the implementation of what is called a science subject, sorry, an arts subject. I was telling about an example for the Telugu cinema comedy materials. So here semiotics, I told the methodology, how they will implement. So here that's why they have to go for here questionnaires, interviews, and you should suitably design a question. And for example, which comedy scene is more enjoyable to you? Why? Lot of questionnaires you have to select, and all these questionnaires should be given to many people. Since in a sufficient number of samples you have to take. You cannot take 5 samples and conclude your findings. See here, in our case, it will be results. In their case, it will be findings, and those findings should say that what is the research hypothesis they have proposed, that should be, substantiated by the what is called findings. Okay, so questionnaires, and if it is, as I told, if it is for the young youth, means you have to go to colleges and intermediate colleges, and you have to go for rural youths, urban youths. You have to go gender wise, boys, girls, all different categories you have to select, and the same questionnaire you have to give, and you have to what is called based on this is called the, here it is called implementation of the project for the science. And then here I have given an example. Then results. Results, not only that, you have to analyze the results. See here, results. See, as I told earlier, the reviewers first they will read your abstract, then they will go to your conclusion. Conclusion I will tell you later. After that, they will come to the results only. They will see how is the result they have given, how he has presented the results, how he is very clearly analyzed the results. My guide, Dr. Narsim, but told, sir, I have formulated this problem. This is what this is what this I was telling. He said, you have to benchmark it. In the results, you have to benchmark it. I was not clear what is benchmarking is all about. He was telling me that, Joseph, you have to prove that your method is better than the best available. So there is a best methodology available in your proposed area. You should be better than that. This is called benchmark. So you have to take already available 2 methodologies and the results, and you are compare with at least 3 and say that on these performance metrics
అంటే ఎక్సలెన్స్ వచ్చినట్టు ఫీల్ చేయాలి, లేదంటే మామూలు
let us say for example I will give
చెప్పేస్తే మేము అంటే
time, memory, silicon space, temperature usage, power loss, speed, hardware. These are all some of the examples I'm giving. Okay, so based on the execution time, or based on the power consumption, or based on the silicon usage, or based on the latency, you should compare the best methodology with your methodology and say yours is best. Okay, so now this is called benchmark. You have compulsorily do benchmarking. So here I have taken, you can see that metric is gate count for the design. Here I have taken ICARX tool, an open source tool. THLS is my proposed tool. ISC, integrated synthesis environment. Electronics people will know that this is a Xilinx compiler tool. So 3 things I am comparing it. Okay, so now it should be less. So mine is less. Okay, I have taken 4 examples now in the research problem description. First example and its result. Second example and its results. Third example and its results. So all those things I am giving. I am using only table, and also another metric, power consumption. So this I am giving it. So finally I am drawing my conclusions, inferences. All those things I have listed. The result analysis. So result analysis, you have to benchmark and say that how much percentage you have improved than the best methodology of existing in the world. So that is called your results and analysis. I have made only tables. You can use charts, you can use graphs, you can use any other modern document tools. Some use waveforms, some use even text. Text can also be used. This is for engineering. And for this what is called arts findings. See, my finding is, let us say this man who has done research in the human analysis, the youth are not interested in seeing the comedy movies, comedy materials of the Telugu cinema, because their interests are diverted. These things are now not much enjoyable by the youngsters of the Telugu society. So why it is so? See, these comedy actors are very old, and their context is very old, and present day context is different. Present day entertainment pattern is different. People are not coming to the cinema halls, and there are all those things. So like that, you can find. Okay, so for finding, you should have the survey. Based on that, you can use the research, software research analysis tools are available. Many tools are available. You can feed into, you can generate outputs. So this is an example for the results and analysis. Okay, and then implementation, results and analysis I have given. I have explained example cases, presentation of the results, tables, charts, graphs, waveforms. Some use screenshots. Some say you have manufactured a small device, electronic device. You can use photographs, anything like that. So you should support all your argument that you have improved, you have contributed by using this results analysis. So after the abstract and the conclusion, or even sometimes they will go to the introduction chapter, then they will directly come to the result analysis. They will see how they are presented. If the results and analysis are good, they have a very positive feed in mind, and they will give you a good feedback. The result analysis, now as I told, analysis of the results and comparison methodology, at least 3 examples, how our results are better, percentage of improvement. As I told, you should give in percentage, 26% improvement, 5% improvement, something like that. Improvement percentage is very important. Improvement itself very important. After having done all that, you cannot show any improvement means what. So he will say, my guide used to say, one researcher was not doing making electronic product, like a TV electronic product. He was saying that this methodology is so good. I have improved so many things. Everything he has presented. Finally, the TV is not working, and there is no improvement. What is the use of having done all the research? There is no improvement. So that should not be the case. It should have improvement. So the reviewers, examiners will look into the improvement of the results. And then conclusion. Conclusion, I am not saying about the what is called my presentation. I am giving conclusion of the thesis. Okay, you should give a summary of the work done and what is your contribution. See, in Viva, in all Viva, they will ask, even the reviewers will see, what is the contribution of this Narayana? What is this contribution of this Saroja? What is the contribution of this Joseph? They will look into it. They will ask in Viva. Every Viva, you please make a note. All researchers. What is your contribution in this research? So that should be very much clearly addressed. And then you can highlight your future directions or open problems. Further, how it will help the future researchers in taking up some of the possible research work. So now I'll go to the example. Hello? Hello? Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Can you see it? Can you see? There's some problem in my this thing. Now this is the conclusion chapter. Here my guide. Yeah. My guide told me that you should not call it as conclusion, because the research is not concluded. You're part of what you have done. You have to summary the work. So this is the summary. But generally, the nomenclature which is used in all universities, conclusion. But I have used, as per my guide's advice, summary. Here I am concluding it. Whatever the objectives, whatever the goals I have taken, and how I have made it, how I fulfilled the goals. I have proposed this, I have improved this, I have designed this, I have explained this. All those conclusions here you have to say. Okay, and in the conclusion, see, after that, you can say the limitations. What are the limitations? The direction you can give. These are all my future directions. And then my research. I have actually survey paper is one of the outcomes. Here conceptual framework technology I have proposed. I have developed a technical component called semantic rules. I have called a technology specific intermediate representation, technology specific library. I have developed, implemented the code. So technical contributions of my research. All those things I have to see. So every reviewer, examiner will see this, and then they will go to the next. All those things they will go. So in the what is called conclusion, you should have all those things. Okay. Now references. As I told yesterday, I was very clearly explaining using the LaTeX how you can give references. 100 references you should give. Latest, you should not give a reference 1974 or even 1995. You should give at least 2005. I mean, at the very old 2005 or 6 latest reference. See, I have yesterday showed some papers. I used some of the papers in 2020. So not too old, all are relevant. So 100 references you should give. And then see, I have appendixes. Okay, so here I will show you the references. After this references, here after appendix only references are coming. Now appendix, I will tell you what is appendix. I was telling about that during the design data structures I was mentioning. Now the data structures, the code I am giving, the code is not given in the design because it is not very much important there. Here you can give an additional information. Any kind of additional information can be given. Relevant, not very important. Some extra details, tables, statistics can be given in the appendixes. So I am giving an appendix here. All the code of the data structure I have mentioned in the design chapter. So all these are my appendices. And you see, this is another appendix for the additional module which I have developed. This is another module. Okay. And then actually I have taken a small module of FPGA, what is floating point adder, developed by a student of Southern California University, and I have modified. So that code I am giving as an appendix. Okay, I am giving an appendix, and then how I modified. Okay, so this is appendix can give your publications and your others. What are the publications you are given? Publication, if it is under review, means under review, and what other contributions with respect to publications you can give, and then you can give your curriculum vitae in the appendix. That is, who are you and what is your this thing. All those things you can give in the appendix, and then your what is called bibliography. Here you can give the bibliography. It is actually bibliography, not reference. Bibliography, like thesis, it is given, and generally thesis it is called bibliography. For research paper, it is called references. Okay, and one important thing is you should be having 100 latest. All references should find a place in the thesis. because you know all these things you cannot give. It should be cited. It should find a place in the thesis report. Okay. So I am giving more references. You can see that websites also, you can give journals, you can give books, you can give patterns, you can give this index. I have explained already, because it will be very easy. I want to see about data structures, go to page numbers 555, 56, 85. For the reviewers it will be very easy. So these are called indices, index. Okay, so this is how we are doing it with respect to the appendices. Now, with respect to the arts and science thesis, the output will be findings, and they will support the findings will support to the what is called your proposed hypothesis, etc., etc. Now, time. What is the time taken? What you can do with the how much time you can take? See here, after synopsis, when I was doing my PhD, they said 6 months you can take, and now it is 3 months. Okay, differs from university to university. After your synopsis given, you are given enough. That is 3 months to submit. But my opinion is that you need not wait for 6 months. As you register as a PhD student, you have to start writing your thesis. This is what I followed. What you can do, you can keep on collecting materials, storing it, keep on thinking about which material can be brought, and where it can, which chapter it will find a place, whether it is bibliography or whether it is introduction or whether it is a design. So keep on doing that. Actually, after synopsis submission, they gave me 6 months, but I submitted within a month, and came to I submitted and returned to my work. Actually, I was a teacher. Now I am not teacher. I was a teacher. So I came to back to my college. So time for thesis writing is 6 months or 3 months after synopsis submission. Now, rules for writing. As I told yesterday, practice, practice, practice always. Write, write, write. Keep recording all the relevant materials from the beginning. Refer good thesis. See, thesis is the plural form. Thesis is a singular. One, this is many. Many thesis, thesis, thesis a singular. Keep writing. Keep writing and rewrite. Suppose if you have doubt, you can refer, you can read. So read, write, reread, rewrite. These are the rules for writing the thesis. Okay. Now, I have completed, sir, everything. So you can give your trustworthy person, your friend, a technical person of your field, or of a person of your field. Cinema means a cinema person you give, ask him to read. How it is readable? Is it clear? Or some of the typographical mistakes, grammar mistakes, everything you can check. And you can give it to a third person who is not at all known with your subject. He is the person who will give you a very clear idea about whether your thesis is readable or not. See, what we do when our concept is not clear, we make some complex gimmicks, confusions, so that the reviewer can jump. So it is not case. It should be very clear. It should be readable. That can be checked with a trustworthy friend to read, check for your readability. You also read and check. Okay. So these are all the things I wanted to tell you, and hope I have presented almost all. I have many things to say. See, for the research itself, how to do research itself, we can talk. How to write technical writing. What is technical writing? We can do. What is technical editing? We can do. All those things. So I think I have given on almost all information, sir. Now, ID told me that you want my PPTs. I will send him. You can collect it. Now, if you have questions, sir, you can ask me, and I will be ready to answer. And to meet you in the digital, that is virtual media. To all the teachers, it's really I am very happy. I am really thankful for the HOD principal, especially Narayana, and really they have good done a good work. And now we can ask questions.
Hello.
Hello, tell me, sir.
Hello.
Hello, tell me. Hello,
Hello.
sir. Can you hear
A
me?
great. Yeah,
Can
I
you
hear you. Hello.
tell me, sir? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, sir. A great thanks to you,
Yeah.
sir. First of all, I've given a nice lecture with a great concept with regarding your thesis writing to all of us. A great thanks. Many congratulations for many a very good presentation, very clear cut, very informative presentation. Thank you very much, sir. I have a small question. It's just a small question.
Tell me, sir.
Is there is any concern with the pages, number of pages regarding the submission
Yeah,
of
yeah.
thesis or regarding the writing of
Very good.
thesis?
Yeah. Thank you, sir. I forgot. Actually, no, sir. Anna
Thank you, sir.
University,
Thank you.
IIT Madras, IIT Madras, even premier institutions, they say 105 pages only they are giving. Okay, so only 105 pages you should use it. And apart from that, you can use the appendices. The maximum you can go for 130 or 140, but entire crux of the thesis should be given within 105. Okay. Now our people are thinking that if I give a volume of book, they will be very happy. Really, it is not so. So it should be 105 pages. Thank you for the questions. I forgot to mention. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hi, sir.
Hello.
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 Tell me, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening.
One thing I would like to clarify, request clarification. So, in the previous work, what we call introduction. While
Ah,
writing the introduction, we report the prior work, what was undergone in the field, what we take undergo the research.
yeah.
So, one thing, does it comes under plagiarism?
Sir, actually, no, sir. Prior work, it is in
Yeah,
the second chapter. It is in literature survey. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So, see what where it comes to plagiarism is, let us say somebody has given an abstract. What generally people students are doing, they just copy the abstract and paste it. If it is
Yes, yes.
done, it is plagiarism. You should say on your own, on your understanding, this XX report, you can give the commands. I mean, you can give options like remove quotes, remove bibliograph, remove references. So automatically those will be get eliminated, and the references will not be included, quotes will not be included. But however, you cannot copy a abstract or conclusion or anything just like that from a thesis and present in your thesis. Okay.
Sir, for what extent that the plagiarism is permitted? The percentage of plagiarism. Hello. 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 Hello.
Hello, Ramesh sir. Sir, you can ask.
Hello.
Ramesh sir,
Yeah. Sir, my question is, what is the permitted percentage of plagiarism in a thesis?
sir.
Sir, can we have the attendance link again, sir?
Yeah, we are keeping it.
Hello.
Hello. Good
Can
evening,
you
ma'am.
send it?
Can we have the attendance link again, ma'am?
You send the attendance link.
Okay.
Send attendance link in the group, sir. Not in this board. It is not possible to copy. We cannot copy. Send in the group.
Telegram.
Yeah, yes, sir. It is not possible to copy the link, sir.
Hello?
Send in the.
Yeah, you.
Hello?
Please send the attendance in the group.
Can you hear me? Are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Seeing on the screen, we are typing, sir. Attendance link.
Hello. Sir, better put a chat window, no, sir. We can ask the questions.
Hello.
Better put a chat window. It's not activated, sir. If you activate. Narayana.
Get the attendance link in the group, sir.
Put a chat box, sir. We can ask the questions.
Yeah.
Share the attendance link.
Hello.
Hello.
Sir, please give access for chat window, sir.
Sir, it will be better if you post this both attendance.
Attendance feedback form, sir. Please.
Actually, the chat window is not accessible or not showing all.
Okay, sir. Please link the attendance and feedback link in the group.
Participants, we will keep the attendance and feedback in the Telegram group and WhatsApp group as well.
Okay then.
If you want to ask any questions, please unmute and ask the resource person.
Sir, one thing. Hello.
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 Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. This is Bodley, sir, from Maharashtra. Hello.
Hello.
Narayana. Narayana.
Hello. Please give us the attendance link and feedback link, please.
Please give the attendance link and feedback link.
In the group, please.
Use the Telegram group, sir. We can access easily.
Telegram group, but not. We are unable to find it.
What is that,
Box is also
sir?
not accessible from here. We cannot get that link either in chat box or in Telegram group.
Don't worry about that link and feedback link. We will post it Telegram group. Don't worry, sir. Please ask questions if any. Please don't ask for
Hello.
the attendance link.
My question is that myself South
Hello.
find the problem.
Hello. Hello.
Joseph, is it audible? Hello.
Hello, please.
Is it audible? My question is,
Sir.
Mr. Joseph, how to define the problem? How to concentrate one point?
Mr. Joseph is not available, I guess, here. You guys can send the questions in the group, I guess. So,
Okay, thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you name chat box, sir?
கேக்குதா?
Narayana? Oscar?
So you will be leaving? Yes,
Oscar?
still waiting for the.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, when will the attendance sheet and feedback will be found in the Telegram?
Please wait for 2 minutes. We'll send.
Okay. Because didn't find the link now.
Okay.
Sir, why
And
to
Joseph
worry?
sir is available there, ma'am?
Sir,
Hello?
why to worry? They will post. Just have some patience, sir. They will definitely post both
Okay.
link on the Telegram. Okay.
Yeah. Please wait for.
Don't worry about.
Hello.
Hello, Joseph, sir.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Joseph, sir.
Yeah, yes. We came back.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Prabhakar Natarajan from Chennai. Hello, ma'am. Prabhakar Natarajan from Chennai.
Please proceed.
Ma'am, I have one doubt. Hello. Sir.
Hello. Excuse me, ma'am.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
Can you hear me?
Joseph sir, please unmute your mic.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, I have a doubt in research. Ma'am, hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Hello. Joseph sir, can you hear us?
Ma'am, can I ask one question?
Oh, hello. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. Can I ask one question?
Yes, sir. Please proceed.
Ma'am,
Please proceed.
regarding financial risk management, I'm doing research on that. Hello.
My question is how the problem, how to identify the problem.
Financial management is related to the sir. Sir, I am doing the so exact episodes. Hello.
Hello, participants chat box is active.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
You can send your queries. I request the coordinators to post the attendance link and feedback link. Actually, this recording is available as a YouTube link live and it's CC YouTube channel.
Hello, Joseph sir.
Joseph sir, please unmute your mic, sir.
Yeah, can you hear now?
Yeah, yes, sir. Now it is audible.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, yes. Please proceed. Somebody is
Please.
asking a question.
Hello.
Yeah, please ask. Please ask.
With reference, that is 10% plagiarism or without reference, sir?
Without see, references are not at all considered. It is excluded in the plagiarism. It is not considered. When you generate plagiarism report, you should give the option exclude references. So references will not be taken into consideration. So don't worry about references. References will not come into the plagiarism at all. That is different. Okay. Any information? See, somebody asked, it is 10%.
Sir, I suppose in the survey paper, we are using the same words, but it is spelling. So how much plagiarism it can be for survey paper?
Yeah, any paper is 10%. Any thesis, any paper is 10%.
Excuse me, sir.
Tell me, sir. Tell me.
You quoted the references in the last finally. Instead of we wrote the thesis as per quoting the references chapter wise. I am a not technical student. I am a chemistry person, and we quoted the results analysis, and the references for every chapter.
References
for every chapter.
No, that's what, sir. It depends on the university. It depends on the institution where you are studying and submitting a report. They will give the format. Accordingly, you have to use that. Accordingly, you have to use that. Depending on the university norm. Anything else? Somebody has asked how much percentage of novelty in minimum expected. That is not called percentage of novelty. It should be novel. It should be better than the best. It should give. It should add value to the existing art of technology. You should contribute qualitatively and quantitatively. The quality of work and the quantity of work should be comparable to the award of degree. So that's what needed. There is nothing called percentage of novelty. Hello? Narayana?
Any other queries from participants?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, any questions, sir?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking, sir. I'm actually part of.
Okay, okay.
Then I request Mrs. Deepa. Mrs. Deepa from Department of EC and its. Deepa.
Deepa ma'am.
Hello? 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 Hello, Prabhakar Natarajan here, sir. Hello?
Please proceed, sir.
Sir, some participant is asking questions, sir.
Sir, unmute your mic, sir. Joseph.
Yeah, I am unmuted, ma'am.
Yeah, I am unmuted. Can you hear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, please proceed, sir.
Sir, Prabhakaran from Chennai, sir.
Yeah, tell me, sir. Tell me.
Sir, I am doing research in fraud detection analysis in financial
What is that?
sector. Fraud detection
Okay.
analysis. Fraud
Okay,
detection
okay.
analysis in financial sector. What are the? Is there any data set is available for financial sector, sir?
No, we have to check. I am not sure. See, in the financial fraud detection, the good thing is what you can do. Application of artificial intelligence will be in the financial sector good for fraud detection. Like the neural networks, any kind of deep learning AI algorithms will be good. I have written a paper on management accounting using AI. There I have mentioned about the usage of application of AI in fraud detection. So manually, we cannot detect so nicely. I mean, in the sense, robustly the frauds, but AI tool can do that. This is the upcoming research in the financial sectors. See, in the financial sectors in future, most of the tools will be AI enabled. You will see in future. I think exactly a data set I cannot say because I am not of the what is called your financial person. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Your paper, sir. You refer it.
Sir?
Can you give your paper reference?
My paper?
Reference. Yeah, sir.
My paper or what exactly? I have so many papers. What do you want? Hello?
Hello, related to fraud detection, sir.
That's what, sir. There are so many journals. So many are there. You can find in the net. It is there. So many. I'm not able to say that, but there are so many journals available, sir. You wait. I will give you some names, sir.
Okay, sir.
I'll give some names, sir. It is there. Some. Okay, it is there in the net, sir. I have no time now. I'll give you later. Okay. Anything else?
Thank you, sir. Okay, welcome, sir.
Thank you. Somebody has asked a question. First time publisher in electronics and communication, best journal. See, there are so many fields in electronics, design of electronics and optical communication, and then communication, and there are plenty. You can refer. You can see the net, or you can go to Anna University website, or you can go to any website of central government. They will give the list. It is called UGC approved list, or Annexer 1 list, Annexer 2 list in Anna University, or Scopus Index journals. Many are there. As per your field of interest, you can select the UGC approved or Scopus Index journals. Generally, elsewhere, Springer, ACM, IEEE are good.
Hello.
Hello, tell me, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, I had a doubt, sir, regarding the Scopus publications.
Yeah.
Sir, at the time of publishing a paper in a Scopus, when we
Hmm.
verify in the Scopus database, it is available. So we are publishing that paper in that journal. Later, after an year or so, probably, if the journal is removed out of the Scopus database, so will that paper be considered as a Scopus journal or what not?
Yeah, that's what, sir. If you see, I will give you a best example. In one central university, the same thing has happened. When he published the paper, it is approved in the UGC approved list, in the university list. After 2 years or something, that has been removed. Now he has published UGC approved journal, but now it is not available. But what happens? University has given, UGC has given a notification that old journal list and people who submitted papers in that journal are can refer this notification and apply, something like that. So you can refer such notifications and you can apply. But it is not always possible. But this is the case. I am giving an example.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Request Mrs. Deepa to continue.
Thank you very much, Joseph sir, for the 2 days session on yesterday and today. We are very fortunate to get the opportunity to listen to the concepts, your experiences, and awareness on different aspects you have shared to us during these 2 days. Yesterday you have discussed about the important aspects of latex, and today we all could get the knowledge on thesis writing, in which you have stressed on the importance of literature survey, need of customized architecture design, importance of our contribution in research, conclusion part, references, and so many other aspects. If we ask doubts about the same concepts to our scholars or to our seniors, we may not get the doubts clarified. So I hope many of the active researchers must have got their doubts clarified with these 2 days session. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, madam, and thank you for all the organizers. And it is actually an opportunity for me to meet all these young researchers, because keeping my research knowledge within me, what is the use? So it is the college has given me an opportunity. So thank you all for this opportunity to listen to me. Thank you very much.
It is very good experience.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Hello. Narayana? What happened?
Nothing, sir. Thank you, sir.
Can we leave?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. I hope everything is good. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Sorry for the inconvenience at the end. I'm sorry. Huh?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you, participants. You can leave now. The third session will be started tomorrow at the same time.
Hello.
Yes, madam.
Hello. Sir, I'm searching for my ID in that Google Drive which you have shared, but I couldn't find my ID. So how do I submit my attendance thing?
Madam, once, can you please repeat again?
I can't find my name in that PDF attendance roll number which you have given. So how do we submit our attendance?
Please message me your details in the Telegram, madam.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
In individual, not in a group.
Hello. Hello. Hello, madam.
Hello.
Hello, madam. Hello.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Tell me, madam.
Sir, yeah, due to network issue, I was unable to get through the starting part of the meeting. So, is there any way I can get the notes or the recorded part somewhere else on YouTube or somewhere like that?
Available on YouTube, madam. We will
Okay.
share the link in Telegram also. Please.
Okay. Okay. So, when will you share the link of YouTube, sir?
Hello. Hello, sir.
Yes, madam.
Am I audible?
Yes, madam.
Hello.
The link is shared in the Telegram group, madam.
Sir, good evening, sir. Hello.
Yes, madam.
So I have given the feedback that attendance link is not opening due to that FDP ID. ID is not visible for me.
Telegram group is okay, madam. Telegram group is now open, madam. Please send your details in the group. We will check and we will forward your details. Hello.
Yeah, sure, sir. Thank you. Thank you much, sir.
Harshini, கீழே போனேன்னு வச்சுக்கோ.
Suma, madam.
Hello.
Any hello?
Yeah, could you kindly send the feedback link?
Uh, Please leave the meeting and you can come to the Telegram group.
Sorry, sir.
What do you require,
Hello.
sir? Yes, sir.
Could
What
you
do you require?
kindly send the Could you kindly send the feedback link, sir?
Yeah, already sent C in the chat, sir.
It is in the Telegram, sir.
No, just C in the chat, sir. WebEx chat.
Chart.